It's time for the Tony Lewis Show. Learn all about Jasper Wildcat football. This week's show is sponsored by Milligan Communications, Street Dreams, and the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brosmer Communications. Go Wildcats!
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and get.
And welcome to this week's Tony Lewis Show. And Coach, last week you headed down to Evansville to take on the Rider Panthers. You came away with a 41-14 loss. Why don't you recap that game for us?
Well, again, it was a matter of, we didn't play well overall on either side of the ball. Didn't play well in the kicking game as well. We struggled to tackle their running backs and the receivers in open field. And we couldn't get much going offensively. We got some things going in the second half in terms of off tackle and stuff, but at that point it wasn't enough. Wrights is a really good team, very athletic. We probably made them look better than they actually are, and we're probably not as bad as what we actually look. So the goal again heading into this week is to kind of get back to fundamentals, blocking and tackling, and hopefully do a better job of taking care of the football, because that obviously has not happened up to this point.
And I watched, Walt Herber's broadcast of the game, and also I was listening, and one thing that caught my ear was I heard a lot of freshman names.
Yeah, we had to bring up Ross Dawkins for one of our H positions, which is our slot. Unfortunately, because of the injuries to Braylon Bear and also Caden Ernie, we've had to move some guys up. That is not something that we want to do. We'd like to keep all our freshmen together, but unfortunately we've had to do that because of the injuries. So Elliott Smith also played some special teams. It's things that we're doing that we don't want to do, but by necessity because of the injuries, we have to do it.
And we'll back on the Tony Lewis Show after these messages to our sponsors. You're listening to the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, hired by Milligan Brosmer Communications.
This is the most important, amazingest game ever played in the universe. The pitcher is fierce. Danny Roberts is up at bat. And the crowd goes wild. He just won the game. Let's go! Yes!
We protect the car you drive.
Go get him, Danny.
And the dreams that drive you. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
And welcome back to the Tony Lewis Show. And joining us is the freshman coach at Jasper High School, Jared Land. Jared, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Joe?
Doing just great as well. So, you've been involved with the program for a long time. Why don't you give us a little background about what you've done coaching-wise?
Okay, I've actually been at Jasper teaching and coaching. This is my 29th year, so I coached with, the great Jerry Brewer and Joe Roletter, and then, of course, Coach Ahrens. Always did a good job, got to coach with him, and now I'm on my third head coach, I guess, with coaching with Tony Lewis. So I've been here, again, like I said, 29 years now.
And, you mentioned Brewer, Roletter, Ahrens, Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
You said some big names there.
Yeah, I mean, when you sit back and think about it like that, you talk about Hall of Fame level coaches, and I just feel like I've picked something up. It's a learning experience that when you think you know it all, you find out that you don't. So I've learned from some of the greatest, in my opinion, coaching with some of those guys, and still learning. It's still, a process.
And last week we talked to Athletic Director Kendall about the upcoming Hall of Fame induction, and all those names you mentioned will eventually be in there.
That is true. It's a good point.
So, Jared, you are the freshman coach. How's the freshman season going so far?
We currently are 2-1. We started out with the win against Memorial, I think 22-0. We beat Southridge. They were pretty down in numbers, but we beat them 46-18. And then last Thursday night we fell to Evansville Rights by a score of 41-32. So that's how our season's going so far.
Your job is to get the kids ready for Friday night. Who are some of the names we might be hearing from on Friday nights that you have right now?
Right. Well, the interesting thing enough is because of injuries we've had at the varsity level, you're going to be hearing some younger guys, including some freshmen. So Ross Dawkins is now a varsity player. He was with us for 2 games. Against Southridge, he had 3 carries for 182 yards and 3 touchdowns. So Elliott Smith is our fullback. He is playing some special teams for varsity right now. Now, of course, those don't count quarters, so you can still play freshman ball and play kickoff, receive. And then our quarterback, Max Butel, who's having a really good season. He really runs this option and triple option offense well. I mean, he's beyond his years in the understanding of the offense, and he's actually getting some reps this week with the varsity, given the injuries and the status with Grant Young. So those are some names. And then, we've got, you hate to start, naming guys because you can leave a lot out. But, I mean, we've got guys like Zach Levin, who's our backup quarterback, but starting safety, and he's a running back. We've got Nate Lukemeyer, who's also, he had over 100 yards receiving and a couple touchdowns against Rice the other day. We've got some good, solid linemen, guys like Nick Hanselman, and, Noah Smith is our center. Lucas Jerger's a skill guy that he pretty much will play wherever we need him to. He's a tight end. He's a DB. I told him today at practice that he's going to have to start taking some reps at fullback just because, we got Elliott Smith. Alec Ware is one of our leading tacklers, but he's also our backup fullback. So, every time you can have depth on a team is always good. And I think, again, it also bodes well down the road, for the future of the program.
And, you said the name Dawkins. Do you think he learned anything from his brothers?
It's like you almost could not learn something, right? Stuff's going to rub off having 2 older brothers, and Lance and Luke. And Lance was back this summer helping, a little bit with the program, with workouts and stuff. So, Dawkins, I mean, he's learned from his brothers, and being the younger brother, he's probably a little bit tougher too because he's had to go through the gauntlet with those guys.
And who do you have this week?
So, the varsity plays Bossy, but Bossy has not played us for years freshmen, but we're fortunate, Phil Kendall, we have a full schedule. We played Southridge and play instead of playing Harrison. And this week, instead of Bossy, we're going to play Heritage Hills over there. So we get a good, solid opponent and, you know, a good traditional rivalry. So boys are excited about that because, you know, besides the scrimmage, we won't play Heritage Hills in a varsity football game again. So this is kind of, you know, the last hurrah for that with this freshman group. So we'll be going to the Jungle Thursday night.
Well, Coach, good luck this week.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And you've been listening to the Tony Lewis Show on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brosmer Communications. We'll be right back.
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and get.
This is the most important, amazingest game ever played in the universe. The pitcher is fierce. Danny Roberts is up at bat. And the crowd goes wild! He just won the game! Let's go! Yes!
We protect the car you drive.
Go get him, Danny.
And the dreams that drive you. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
And welcome back to the Tony Lewis Show. And, Coach, I'll tell you what, having a freshman coach that's been there as long as Jared Land has got to be a luxury.
Absolutely. Jared does a great job with all our kids, and he's kind of a calming influence down at the freshman level. He's been around for a long time, coached multiple sports and played multiple sports in high school. He's probably one of the most well thought of teacher in the entire high school, as witnessed by him being voted Teacher of the Year multiple times. And I haven't talked to any kids in any of his classes that don't enjoy, you know, his teaching. So we're very fortunate to have him on our staff.
And this week you get to travel again to Evansville to take on the Evansville Bossy Bulldogs, who sit 1-2 on the season. Have had a hard time scoring points, but why don't you preview that game for us?
Yeah, Bossy's a very athletic team. They've got a quarterback, number 5, that can run and throw. They've got the returning tailback, who was a great player for them last year, number 28. They've got 2 to 3 receivers that are extremely fast. So we're going to have our hands full offensively with our defense, keeping them contained. And then on the other side of the ball, they play a 5-2 defense, and they played well against Central. They're struggling as well, just like us. We're both 1-2, and hopefully we can claw back and get a victory this week.
And hopefully I'll be talking to you, and you'll be 2-2 and 500 next week.
That'd be great. We'll be heading into the Wildcat battle against Mater Dei. So that would be great if we can get that accomplished. It's yet to be seen. And again, the team that plays harder and does a better job blocking and tackling and taking care of the football is probably going to be the team that wins.
Well, good luck this week, Coach.
Thank you. Go Wildcats.
And you've been listening to the Tony Lewis Show on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, brought to you by Milligan and Brosmer Communications. We'll see you next week. You have been listening to the Tony Lewis Show. Join us every week to learn more about Jasper Wildcat football. This week's show is brought to you by Milligan Communications, Street Dreams, and the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brosmer Communications. See you next week.